Welcome to Dance Moms Junkies. I'm Kenzie.
And I'm Peyton.
And we're Dance Moms Junkies.
Well, maybe just a little.
Get up, get on the floor. My world is with my girls. Living on the dance floor.
Welcome back to Dance Moms Junkies. I'm Peyton.
And I'm Kenzie.
And we're Dance Moms Junkies.
We're sisters and former competitive dancers, and we've been Dance Moms Junkies since the very beginning.
Since the beginning of time.
You got it, girlfriend. That was me, quoted Kathy.
What? Oh my word.
So here we are.
Episode 4.
Season 1, Episode 4, Stealing the Show.
And man, do they steal that show.
But do they? I don't really think so.
Probably not, but It's fine.
So, the first thing that they talk about is Brooke's injury.
If you are seriously injured, you don't need to go to your mother and get everybody worked up. You come to me, and that needs to be clear.
Ma'am, did you carry her for 9 months and then give birth to her for however long it took?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay, so why do you think that she's gonna come to her dance teacher before her mother?
Exactly. And also, that just is dumb logic.
I feel like she should have come to her mother and then to her dance teacher.
You got it.
Abby's comment about Brooke crying about her hip and complaining that it hurt, I thought was crazy. If Brooke's hurt, she should come to me. If she didn't complain about it and we didn't put ice and stuff on it, she probably wouldn't have been able to perform the dance.
I think is a great point.
You're looking at the poster child for I didn't say anything.
Yeah. Well, then we learn that this week they're staying in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yippee! I'm sorry, Pittsburgh, but I really don't like you.
You're not that great. Sorry.
I got lost in your streets too many times.
And they're going to attend Onstage New York.
This is one competition where we cannot have anything go wrong. All of my peers will be here. All of my competitors will be here. All of my enemies will be here.
Isn't that like...
So literally all of her enemies. So how many friends does she have?
But also, isn't that the same as
Everywhere you go?
every competition? Every person, every other studio owner, every other choreographer fits into a category of peer, competitor, or enemy. Just depending on the way they woke up that day. They all fit in that category. So why is like this week that important? I mean, I get it because it's your hometown, but like still. We see the pyramid.
Oh, Brookie is on the top.
Brooke's on the top. People were in awe of her, but she doesn't really care if she's at the bottom or at the top.
Same, Brooke,
I
same.
mean, she's happy, but whatever. But Brooke gets a solo, and then next on the pyramid is Maddie and Chloe, and they get solos, of course. And then bottom row is Nia, Paige, Mackenzie, and Vivi.
Bottom row, what am I supposed to do with you for? You need to step it up. You need to get your butts back into class and start working on your technique. And you know what? Since we're in Pittsburgh this weekend, I'm going to give every single one of you a solo.
Everyone gets a solo.
Well, I'm going to compile the type of dances that everyone's doing right now, because we don't really learn until like scattered throughout what everyone's doing, but here's just a little breakdown.
We're finally gonna see that Bumblebee solo from Vivi.
Yeah, Vivi is doing the infamous Bumblebee solo, and it's
iconic.
in the category
Iconic.
and it's in the category of musical theater. Brooke is doing Break Me, and it's in the category acrobatic lyrical, which I don't know what that means.
Neither do I.
So like acrobatic to a slow song, I guess. Chloe is doing a dance entitled Mother, and it's lyrical, which is exciting because we don't see Chloe do a lot of lyrical
Right now. Yeah.
at this point. She does a lot of musical theater
Yes.
right now. Then Mackenzie's doing Mousetrap.
Love the costumes.
So cute. So cute. And it's an acrobatic dance, of course. Nia is doing You Do, which is a Cuban jazz.
I also love this costume.
Listen, Nia, if you haven't gotten the memo, we're obsessed with you. Like, it's almost a problem, but it's not. So, like, please don't take our restraining order. We love you. I love this costume on her.
It's so cute.
It is so cute. I love this costume on her. And it's also a cute dance because it's different.
Yes.
And then Paige is doing Double Take, which is an acrobatic jazz.
The bow on her head makes her look like Minnie Mouse.
What's wrong with Minnie Mouse?
I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just like pointing out a fact.
Okay, but what's wrong with Minnie Mouse?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the mouse.
Are you speaking ill of my former boss?
No, ma'am.
You better not be.
Maddie has 2 solos this week.
Queen.
What?
Yes. She's doing Cry, of course. Her lyrical.
The most iconic dance on the show.
Yeah, we're bringing it back. Not sure why we need to, but we're doing it anyway.
I really don't like this costume. Love the dance, don't like the costume. The puffy shoulders are way too much for me.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And then she's doing acapella, which is a tap number. It was named something else originally, but they're calling it acapella. Her costume for this is that little yellow dress. It's super cute.
Yes.
This is a very cute tap number. If I saw that number with that child doing it in a show that I paid to see, I'd be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that caliber.
Okay, Abby Lee Miller.
No, ma'am, but
Okay, Abby. Okay.
But she learns it for a year. So if it's not that caliber, why the fuck are we all here?
I get it.
They're all expected to be able to do this in a week. Abby gives Maddie a year to do this.
I wasn't clapping because I knew that we were going to have to do the bee dance. She has not mastered that solo yet. And I know that Vivi is very uncomfortable with new choreography.
And my question is, then why are you here? I'm going to say this a lot to Kathy this episode. Ma'am, why are you here?
Well,
if Vivi is uncomfortable with new choreography, and Abby and the producers are insisting that they do new choreography every week, why are you here? You are saying you're making your child uncomfortable and you don't care.
Yeah, I don't really have an answer to that question, so I'm just gonna agree with you.
Competing locally in Pittsburgh is always important. It's a big deal because my name and my reputation are on the line. So we have a lot of work to do.
Ma'am, is it
We
your
talked
name
about this already.
and reputation always on the line?
We talked about it. Like, it's been talked about, yes.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to drive home the point. Ma'am, your name is attached every single time. This is not new. Doesn't matter where you are, boo-boo. This is not new.
This week, each girl has the solo to perform. Solos are very difficult because there's nobody to hide behind out there on stage. It's all about you. I love solo work. I love the one-on-one work with the student. I think every child grows from doing a solo.
I agree.
So that's great and all, but only 10 minutes to do a solo?
Right, that, and if we know that the child grows from doing a solo and having that one-on-one time with Abby, then why are they only ever doing it once a season?
Right.
Why is Paige only given one solo a season and never again? If you know that giving them that one-on-one time is going to make them a better dancer,
Why aren't we doing it?
and you're their teacher, then why aren't we giving all of the girls opportunities to do more solos so that they become a better dancer like Maddie?
Right.
Like, if we're gonna put her on a pedestal, well, no friggin' duh, because she gets all of the privates, all of the solos, all of the things that you say make someone a better dancer. She has all of it.
You don't even have to give them a solo for competition. Like, you could literally just give them a private a week.
Yeah, but not all of the kids are given that, and so they're not going to have that time to be able to fix the correction with Abby just one-on-one in the room. So Maddie's doing her 2 solos.
I love having a solo, and I think I do the best when I'm dancing alone.
I mean, I think she's good.
Right. But then we see our faves, Kathy and Vivi, practicing in Studio A.
They're practicing the bee dance.
I am not happy with Vivi doing this bumblebee dance this week. So being a dance teacher, I just kind of took it upon myself to say, hey, let's get together in a little room and let's rehearse the dance. But she doesn't want to jump onto a new dance.
I don't understand
Singer.
why she isn't happy doing this bumblebee dance.
Because she didn't choreograph it.
Then why are you there?
I don't know. And then Vivi says she doesn't want to dance anymore. And Kathy's like, okay.
And like giggles.
Okay, well, let's run it again. Ma'am!
What are we doing? What are we doing?
And then we see Paige, and her solo was primarily jazz with a couple gymnastics tumbling passes as opposed to the other kind of tumbling passes. Like, why did we have to specify gymnastics tumbling passes?
Are there other tumbling passes?
No.
I don't tumble, so I've taken a tumble a few times. But like, not actually on purpose.
Girl, same. Yeah, I don't know why there was like a specification.
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
She doesn't make sense. No sense made here.
This is my first time doing a solo, and I'm really scared because I'm going to be out on stage all by myself. It's scarier when you're alone because if you mess up on stage, you don't really have anyone to look at or anything.
Her first solo?
My eyes are like weeping.
But then I learned later that this is not her very first solo ever in the history of time. This is just her first one on the show. Because I was really worried. I was like, this is
one?
the one that was her
Jeez.
first one? That would be so traumatic.
Really, though.
So traumatic.
All right, so now the moms have invited Kathy to lunch.
This whole scene is just...
It's so cringy.
Oh, Lord.
It's so cringy. And they want her to feel part of the group, which I appreciate.
I love that. Moms coming together to try to make the kids feel like more of a team.
I love that.
I'm
yeah,
here
I
for
love
that.
that. And they all didn't really like the New Jersey competition, especially Kathy, because it was so far away.
I mean, we sat there. At least you got to go home.
You're right, I did.
Yeah, that wasn't fair.
And then they're talking about how it wasn't fair that Kathy wasn't on the bus. And I understand. I would be upset too if I was on a team and only one member doesn't have to follow the rules.
Right. I don't understand why Abby is allowing Kathy to do all these things.
Oh, absolutely.
Even Melissa, like, as her favorite mother, isn't allowed to not ride the bus.
Exactly. I think a lot of it has to do with Kathy being the first person hired, so it's not really Abby's say at this point. I think a lot of it has to do with the sheer fact that the producers are going to say Kathy has to stay.
Well, you know what? This is how I feel about that, ladies. We're in this for a different reason, and we don't need to have a cheering section. And we probably will be leaving at the competitions. I'm sorry.
I hate that. I hate it. Why are you a part of a dance company if you're not gonna support other dancers?
Yeah, go as an independent.
That's upsetting for us because I think we all care about the kids and those dancers.
And
we're all in the same
you don't
page.
want us to be cheerleaders, that's fine, but I like supporting the other kids.
When you say, I like that, that's your like. It's not my like. I don't want to be a part of the team. I don't want to have to be a cheerleader. When Vivi's done dancing, I want to go home and go about my business. You know, I'm looking at the clock when I'm sitting there and I'm thinking of all of the things that I could be doing, shopping even. This is just not working well with me.
I just agree. Then why are you on the team, Kathy? And the only answer is because if she's not on the team, then she's not on the show. It's very obvious that that's the case because then at the end of the year, when they do eventually decide to leave, they start following Kathy's team around because of her contract. But she had had enough at that point. But the only reason she's with Abby is because she was legally obligated to be there.
Yep.
Brooke is doing a contortion acro dance.
I like to dance, but I like to hang out with my friends more and boys.
I thought that was so funny. I thought it was so cute and honest. And yeah, you can just tell she's super over dance.
Yeah, she just wants to be like a teenager.
Oh yes, I'm brutally honest. I have to be. That final product on stage is what all the hours of training are about. This is my job. This is what I do.
I think there's a difference between being brutally honest and being mean.
Yes. Like, it's one thing to, like, tell a kid to, like, straighten their legs, and, like, even with the bat that she has in this scene, like, go up and, like, tap where she wants them to straighten their leg. Absolutely. Like, I, as a teacher, do that kind of stuff. There's also, like, a fine line of putting my hands on, like, a child in certain areas. I'm gonna use, like, a riding crop, straighten your back, or do something like that. Like, I totally get that. But it's another thing to rip a kid off a horse because you don't like what they're doing. Like, I've seen people do that too, and that's just awful.
And for those of you who are just now tuning in, Peyton is an equestrian professional. She doesn't just carry around a riding crop in her pants pocket. It goes with the territory. So just want to be clear, we're going to get some questions about why Peyton is using a riding crop to assault children at work.
I mean, why is Abby Lee Miller using a bat?
Like, I get what you're saying. Yes, I absolutely understand. I just want to clarify that you're not abusing children with a riding crop, that you use riding crops in your work. I think there's tough, and then there's just being outright mean and unnecessarily cruel. And I think a lot of times right now we're seeing in the first couple episodes that she's being tough.
Right.
borderline mean. As the seasons go on,
It's a lot of name calling and just like belittling the kids.
and
for-
cruelness.
For no reason.
Yeah.
People think I'm tough. They think I'm mean, but I worry about these kids like they're my own children.
I again want to say, thank God you don't have children. If this is how you treat the children that you claim are yours, I'm glad you don't have children. And then Kenzie's working on her solo.
Oh, the little mouse.
You know, she's so